Hey guys, how's it going? Octopus here. Welcome back to Union Cross. We got another Roxas medal and a new Namine, which is basically a Kairi and a Xion kind of buffer, but with its own unique ability, which is really cool. I like that they added another thing to the game. I know, another thing sounds like holy, but this thing is kind of cool. This is going to change up a lot of setups, especially for PvE. PvP, it's not going to really do much, but PvE wise, they actually focus on the PvE medal. Now that I say it out loud, they actually focus on the PvE medal, but it's a pretty cool medal. I've been kind of slacking on the videos recently and streams. That is because Penelope's birthday is in a couple days. Still working in the backyard. I have plenty of like scars and like calluses happening. It's crazy. So sorry about the lack of content, but I'm gonna try my best to keep up with everything that's going on, especially when a new deal like this is about to happen in 5 minutes. So I think I'm gonna go pull for it once at least. And according to the banner on Twitter, it's not a trait medal. So in 5 to 10 minutes when this video is done, I'm gonna go for a pull, somewhere around there, whenever it hits. Anyways, it's not a trait medal, meaning I can pull once and use my tier 5 tickets on it if I choose so, and have a fully. It's back, guys. It's back. They fixed the banner. It's back, and it's better. And it comes with skills, and it comes with a chance of a new broken medal. It's everything in one, and I love it. So let's talk about the medal itself. Now, the one that we get in a mercy pull, so if you pull 5 times, 15,000 jewels, you'll get this medal if you're lucky earlier. What does this medal do? It's exactly the same as the Roxas and Xion and the Roxas, all right? It's the same as Roxas, and it's Roxas. So the only difference is upright magic, reverse speed, reverse magic. Basically, we do have an upright power here with a pretty good AOE that we can compare to all this, but these medals are really good for single target. I don't want to go over it too much. We all know what it does. 5 general defense down immediately is amazing. Upright magic medals have great keyblades, especially on the fairy stars, be on the 3rd slot. Beautiful. You've got divine rose, 3rd slot as well, really good. It's just a lot of upright magic slots are in the game, and every good keyblade kind of has one. You can kind of say that of all of them, but my main one is like fairy stars. That's my go-to. All right, so what does the medal do? It lowers general defense down by 5, magic defense down by 7, raises your magic strength by 7, and lowers your enemy's upright defense down by 7, along with upright strength up for yourself by 3 at a 7-star, not a 6-star. At a 6-star, it gives 60% guilt. At 7-star, it gives 80% guilt. That's because it's a prime medals. All prime medals get a 20% boost in becoming a 7-star. Great multiplier, 35.90 for single target, 23.85 for all targets, so a group of enemies, AOE. You got there going, so exactly just like the Roxas, and the other Roxas. But yeah, no, it's pretty much been all Roxases lately. They've really got this thing going on, the theme. So should you go for the medal? Honestly, it fits in so many good keyblade slots, like I just said. Upright magic, if you need it, it's good. But if you guys got key art 17, or if you're not struggling in the game, then just don't pull. It is a new tier 5, but I have a feeling they're going to continue this pattern. Tier 6s are going to come out of the same exact type of medals, just stronger multipliers. And it's going to keep going like that, because this is how they're balancing the game. People who high rank in PvP can make any medal they want into a 7-star. People who don't compete in PvP can use your jewels to get good 7-stars. So I'm pretty sure tier 6 is going to come out, then tier 7, until everyone's caught up to a certain point where people can start pulling for tier 7 prime medals and use that in PvP, and then there's going to be a whole bunch of competition. So if you're not struggling, skip out. If you have key art 17 and it's doing you good, skip out. If you don't have key art 17 but you pulled the Roxas, prime Roxas down here, illustrated Roxas, or if you got the new Roxas and Xion and it's working for you, it's fine. You don't have to fight a perfect, let's say, magic versus power. You can use power versus power and you'll probably pass the quest. So don't try to go for every kind of attribute. Just go for enough strength in the game and you're good. Especially if you guys pulled Mr. Incredible as an AOE medal as 7-stars, he's got 24.70. The single target damage is nice on this, 35.90, but if you are someone who's doing good in PvP, that's easily replaced with a tier 6, 7, or 8. Some of them in tier 6. So that is Roxas Dark Riku versus Roxas. So it's actually not a combination of 2 medals. They're actually fighting each other. It's kind of crazy that these medals are becoming like less of a medal and just more of a cutout of a scene or something, because my boy Riku here is just straight out of that medal right now. Anyways, the next medal that is here is Namine. Now this is a special Nomine. Nomine EX Plus. It's not a copycat medal. This is just an incredible medal altogether, and it does really good in PvE. PvP wise, we can talk about that, but let's look at the Keyblade right now. Buffs, it just buffs the player. It does not debuff the enemy, but these buffs last 3 turns. So it does 7 general strength up, 7 of all the attributes, and 7 upright attack up. It gives you 2 general defense. It gives you 3 of all the attribute defenses. So it's crazy. It's actually really, really good when it comes to that sense, especially as a turtle medal. It's a buffer / turtle medal, and that's not even the like unique or great thing about it. Nomine here has an ability where the next medal in line actually ends up becoming an AOE if it's a single target or a random medal. Couple more things before we jump into like the details about that. It is a fixed multiplier at 6 stars. Oops. At 6 stars, it does a pretty decent amount, 495,000. But of course, at 7 stars, it does 1,500,000 almost, which is pretty big chunk for a buffing medal, especially in PvP. Now, defense boost 5, 4 max works on fixed damage, so it will actually lower the amount of damage you do with fixed damage. But when your Kairis and your Shions are only doing like 100,000 here and there, dropping that down or even dropping that down, you're pretty much going to do the same. Or if you have a 7-star for some reason, you're going to do insane amount of damage, especially fixed damage in Coliseum, in Quest. Some enemies just have too much defense that sometimes you got to use that to trigger them to go off, like those balloons that pop and stuff like that. Sometimes they really have high defense, so that's kind of good on a buffer. But like I was saying, that 90% guilt for 3 turns, all those buffs for 3 turns. Axel, what happened, buddy? What happened? You got outclassed, man. Namine carries her 90% guild over for 3 turns. Pure usefulness on this, by the way. Buffs for pretty much everything except for reversed, and of course, it's got +5 to the enemy's counters on top of it. It's got everything, guys. It's got everything. So here's a unique thing: changes medals in the next slot to attack all targets. What does that mean? Well, let's say we have a level 35 fairy stars here. So fairy stars, level 35, no sub slot. We've got your Kairi in the beginning, your Shion, or you can pretty much just use her, and you got to bring medals at lower defense. But let's just say you've done everything. Your next medal is going to be an attacking medal. So your buffer here, whatever's in this slot right here, is going to become an AOE medal if it's single target or if it's a random. So let's grab Bob and Jack, who is in a random target medal with a max multiplier of 53.66. So basically, 2 26 multiplier AOE medals put together. So we're gonna grab Bob and Jack, put them right here. So Nomine goes shapow, and Bob and Jack becomes an AOE medal. So everything on Bob and Jack is gonna be applied to the enemies. So if Bob and Jack had more buffs and debuffs and all that, it would happen. It doesn't, but let's just pretend it has some general defense down, all that. If it was random, it's only going to be the medals that it hits. But because it's AOE now, all its debuffs are going to hit everything. All its strength, its 53 multiplier, is going to hit every enemy. So it basically becomes the strongest AOE medal in the game. Any medal that you put after Nomine in that slot right there is going to be an AOE medal. Even with extra attack, the Nomine specifically says that it's the next medal slot. So it's not the next cast. It's literally, if this had extra attack, it goes off twice as an AOE medal. It is going to break Coliseum in a heartbeat. Coliseum, if you don't have Nomine, I'm pretty sure you're not going to make it as far as other people. Nomine just breaks it. And multiple copies of Nomine would pretty much do the same thing as well, because Bob and Jack here is 2 average AOE multipliers put together. It is better than 2 Key Art 17s. It's better than 2 of the Roxas here and the Riku. He's got a multiplier of 23.85. Even if you times that by 2, you don't have enough there to compete with Bob and Jack. So another example would be, let's get something with some debuffs on it. Let's say Nomine is copying, you know, Scrooge. It's a bad thing, but it's not a bad thing. It's not. Let's just put that over there. Let's quickly look for Scrooge. Right here, Scrooge McDuck. Now, the main thing about this medal that didn't really go boom, it replaced everything, is that Scrooge McDuck is a single target buffer and debuffer. So meaning only one enemy will get 7 attribute defense down, it'll get 7 general defense down. So if you face a group of enemies, Scrooge wasn't good enough of a buffer by himself. But if you add Scrooge here, what's then going to happening is that it's going to become an AOE medal, and general defense down to all enemies, and 7 attribute defense down to all enemies as well. Now, I use Scrooge as an example, but any attacking medal that you have that comes with a debuff on it that was going to hit one enemy or just random enemies is now going to hit everything while applying all its damage. And if it has extra attack, it doubles apply that. So Scrooge, technically you can do this and this now and pretty much have everything going on for you except for upgrade defense down and reverse defense down. That is pretty cool to see. So anything that is single target will become AOE. So anything with buffs or debuffs will hit all of them instead of just hitting one. So you put that to single and random. Let's just put defense down, and anything you guys see here will now be applied. Prime Axel, that's 7 reverse defense down, and that forward defense down, that will be applied to all enemies that he's attacking. So this kind of thing is going to be very broken in so many situations, because Namine also just makes a lot of AOE medals that we have obsolete. You no longer need to pull for new AOE medal, just use your single target medal and that becomes AOE. Now I know Nomine takes up a slot, but she does add buffs. So in a sense, if the medals you're using have the proper debuffs, you're good to go. You don't need to have a Kairi or Xion in the beginning. If you have the right medals to go along with this, the single target and AOE medals, sorry, not AOE, the random target medals, it can work out pretty good. Like I said, Axel here has 7 reverse defense down and 4 general defense down. If you had extra attack on Axel, you're pretty much done everything. You have 7 power defense as well. So your power setup is done with Nomine and Axel put together. So you got to kind of like, that's not even like the limit of her. The things she can do besides that is just, well, that is what she can do. A single target multiplier into AOE and a single target debuffs into AOE debuffs. So I just loaded the game back up and the banner is here. It's an actual banner with a guaranteed of the medal every pull, not a trait medal. It's an exact copy of all these tier 5 banners we've been getting, but it's a real medal. It got all the skills. It's got a guaranteed tier 5 every pull. It's got 3 magic mirrors, and on top of it, it has a chance at Nomine. Do I want to look at the draw odds? I'm kind of curious, actually. I do want to look at the draw odds. So what are the chances of getting that new Nomine? Well, not as a 7-star. It's going to be a 6-star. Nomine EX plus a 0.7 and then a 0.07. Not too... Oh, no, sorry. Actually, yeah, no, it's there. 0.71535. That is pretty high, coming up as a really new good medal. It's a pretty high percentage compared to everything else there. 0.7153. And of course, we got the guaranteed medals down here. Every time you get pulled, you're guaranteed a Prime Riku versus Roxas, which is pretty cool. Let's go for a pull, I think. I might pull all 5 times. This is my free-to-play account. If you guys don't know what I used to say, if it's guaranteed every pull once. If you have PvP tickets, use your tier 5 PvP tickets or fairies to evolve it. You don't have to pull 5 times for this. If you pull 5 times, you're gonna have a trait medal every single time. You might get the 7-star early. You might get a 6-star boosted and then a 7-star. You're not knowing what to do. Keep the 6-star boosted one to the side until you can make that one a 7-star. It's a big difference. I would really do that instead. 1,000 strength is 1,000 strength, man. It's a lot. That's chips right there. So let's pull for it once. Let's see our luck, and then we'll call it a video. We'll call it a night. I was gonna say we'll call it a night because I'm exhausted. Been working on the garage. My God, I can't even speak proper English today. Working on the backyard. I'm tired. I'm really tired. So give me some luck. See how good. Punch. Okay. So guaranteed Riku and Roxas 6-star. We got Pence here at 7-star, and then we got HD Wisdom Form Sora as a 7-star. All right, not bad, not bad. 6-star SB Vanitas, a little extra in the corner there. And then, of course, nothing else going on. Wait, never mind. There's another 6-star right here. Almost didn't see that. So, I got myself an attack boost 6 max on top of it. That is pretty good. But again, keep 1 copy, fairy tickets, and then you're laughing. Just like Pence. You'd be a happy boy, just like this. So that is the game. The game right now, they're giving out this new banner, which is really good. There is no downside to this banner as you're pulling for this, and you get lucky, or you're pulling 5 times to get yourself a 7-star of a very strong AOE and single target medal. It just gives me a question of what's to come. What is around the corner with that Nomine? Is she going to be unique to only her, like Sora and Kairi? Or where they have their special ability that it's been on no other medal? Is her ability not going to be on any other medal where the next medal becomes AOE? Because if it does, it's going to make AOE medals obsolete. Every AOE medal is going to be obsolete. You just go attack medal that makes other attack medal into an AOE medal, and you just use all single target and these special medals together. You can kind of do that with Nomine, but it just makes me think, is she going to be the only one? Is she not going to be the only one, and new medals coming out are going to become super strong AOE single target with next medal is going to be AOE? You know what I mean? Are they going to do that, or are they going to be like, look how strong this multiplier is, but next AOE medal becomes a single target, or next medal becomes single target, so it gives you such a powerful medal in one slot, but your next medal, if it's a really good AOE medal, will turn into a single target, hindering its debuffs, hindering its ability to hit all targets. So stuff like that. Will they use the reverse of her? That kind of thing. But yeah, let me know what you think down below about all this. I'm kind of tired, so hopefully I didn't screw up anything. Crossing my fingers. But I think on the guaranteed note here, if you're okay, and you have Kiart 17, and you have Buzz, and you got Woody, you can skip on this medal. It's not a big deal. It's that Nomine is very unique. Is it chase worthy? That depends on how much jewels you got, and do you really want that medal? I think it's going to change Coliseum big time. It's going to make a lot of events very easy, but what kind of power creep are we going to get out of that because of her? If she's the only one, are they going to adjust anything because of that? If she's not the only one, what's going to happen? Like I said, let me know down below. Let's talk about it. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll see you in the next one.